A 10-inch jumbo spring that we bought from Rebounders. We've got it suspended here from my trapeze, and it's right now stretched out to about 23.5 inches. I'm measuring it with this tape here. But anyway, it has a load on it that weighs about 68 pounds. So the spring starts out at 10 inches in the unstretched condition, puts 68 pounds on it, and it comes down to 23.5. So over twice its original length. And then we're just going to oscillate it for a while. And this brings it down another 11 inches if it goes all the way to the floor. So this is a pretty extreme condition. And this is the rebounder spring, so it looks almost identical to the spring made by Oshkosh with the size of the wire, the size of the barrel, the tapers. I'll take a picture to show you a back-to-back comparison, but it looks very close to the same spring that we have in Adelaide and Melbourne, as well as many other places around the country and the world. So anyway, now I'm going to take this spring off and try the other two springs. Stand by. Okay, so this is spring B. It has the same amount of weight on it, right around 68 pounds, and it's 63 pounds. Same weight as we had on spring D. So this spring is stretched out about 20 inches from the start of 10. So it has a little bit stiffer spring constant. And we'll define what that is in a little while. But right now it's got 63 pounds stretch of 20 inches. We're going to just bang it up and down to see if we can add some extra load on it. So this is the spring that they have in Melbourne, and seems to work okay. I'll just let that oscillate for a little while. And this was made again by the same company, Oshkosh Spring and Coil. The other spring returned back to its original shape, no damage at all to the coils or overstretching. We'll see if this does the same thing. It appears that it's coming to a new resting point, which would indicate that it did overstretch the coils, but we'll see. It was around 36 inches on that tape that's up there, and it's coming to around 30, almost 39. That's like 38.75 inches, and it was 36.5. So it's an extra 2 inches stretch. Now let's take it off to see what it looks like. These are the ones in Adelaide. This is one of the springs that Brian brought back with him from the installation job. So right now it's got about 63 pounds on it, and it's stretched out to about 19 inches from the initial 10 inches. So we're going to oscillate it and see if we can break it. So we'll go. that just oscillate for a little bit longer. Okay, so let's take it off and okay, so here's the 3 springs after testing. This is the one that Brian brought back from Adelaide. I called it spring C. Spring B, these both failed. These were both made by the Oshkosh Coil Company. Now these were really extreme conditions that we just put this under, where the spring was under a load condition, a static load of like 60 pounds, and stretched out to over twice its original length. And then we oscillated it down another 11 inches, so it was being subjected to stretching almost twice its original length. So from 10 inches up to 30 inches of peak deflection, peak stretch. Okay, so these both failed. This was given the same test, and it passed. It came back to its original shape, and no outward appearance of failure. So I'm going to call this one passed, fail, fail. So when you pull on this spring too after the test, it still feels like has like a new spring feel to it. A lot of tension. Feels like the original tension, and it came back to the same static test when we unhooked the spring from the weights. So we need to duplicate this spring. I'm not sure now why the springs are lasting in Melbourne, but they somehow are, and they're failing in Adelaide. And so we need to probably duplicate this spring, or try doing the bake test on these springs and subjected them to the same test that I just demonstrated, and see if they now pass. Okay, so that's the homework to do.